All right, so today I want to talk about dealing with negative emotion. This can really impact you if you're in sales, if you're a business owner, or really in life. We're always going to have to be faced with negative emotions. We're always going to have that voice inside of our head telling us that we're going to fail, and it can really impede our success because with a lack of confidence, really nothing can be accomplished. So I work in an agency as a salesperson, and 6 months ago, anytime a client would be upset or they would leave or something would go wrong, I would stress out like crazy. I couldn't control my emotion. I would get down on myself. I would lose confidence. I would lose faith in the business. I would just not be able to perform, and it would be these cycles of a few days at a time where I feel really terrible, and then eventually I go away and I get back up, and then I go down, up and down, and it was this whole roller coaster. It's not good. Negative emotions, really, our emotions kind of control us in a way, or for most people they do, because they are part of the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, that they're the animalistic side of us that we think that we control, but really it controls us most of the time. And if we don't know how to deal with these emotions properly, they can really impact our ability to sell, our ability to work, our ability to do anything. So if you struggle with any of these problems like I did, I think this video will really help you make more sales and stay consistent and stay grounded, right? Not letting other external forces impact how you feel. That is the ultimate loss of control, and really everything in life is a choice. So you can choose how you feel, or not so much how you feel, but you can choose how you deal with your emotions, and that's really what I want to get to in today's video. If you think you like it so far, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel reach more people. And if you want to check out a lead generation training document that will teach you how to generate leads for cold email and cold call on autopilot, check out the link in the description down below. You can have that for free. Okay, so emotions tend to get the better of us. They are very powerful, and when they're not handled properly, they can be detrimental. Especially as a guy, I tend to want to fix my problems. The guys like to come up with solutions. They like to solve problems. And so when there's a problem at hand, whether it's an unhappy client or the light bulb's not working or whatever it is, guys need to fix it. And if we don't know the solution off the bat, it can really get to us. And for me personally, when there's a problem at work or when something's stressing me out, I tend to clam up. I tend to get very quiet, which is not like me because I'm very talkative. And I go in my room and I just kind of distance myself from everyone, and I try and figure it out. And until I have the solution, and it's hard for me to go back to normal, which is not a good way to be. And so over the last 6 months, I've made it a priority to fix this part of myself and to work on being more stable with my emotions, and not even using the word stress. Because what is stress? Stress is the feeling you have when your environment is in control of you and you feel powerless, you feel helpless, you feel out of control. That is not a way to live, and really we are always in control. We can always take responsibility. We can always deal with things in a way that is constructive and not detrimental. So I want to talk about a strategy that my friend taught me that's helped me quite a bit in the last few months to deal with negative emotion. For example, I've got a few clients this month. All 3 of them are leaving at the same time. And I'm like, that's going to lower my commission. But on top of that, it means that the company's going to have less revenue. Our staff might not. It might be hard to pay the bills. I mean, we're going to be fine. It's not a big deal. But the point is, like, having 3 big clients leaving, maybe even 4 all at one time is a lot. And so if I don't know how to deal with these emotions properly, I'm not going to be able to save any accounts or bring on new accounts or do anything that's going to fix the problem, right? So how do we deal with this? You need to understand that there's a part of your brain that's going to start telling you that you're worthless, that you're going to fail, that you can't do it, and it makes you get down on yourself. It's right before you do something that's really important, or when you need to do something really important, when you're going to start that business, when you are going to make that cold call, when you're going to make the sales presentation. There's a voice inside your head that starts to say, you're worthless, you're going to fail, you can't do this, so just give up. Don't even try it, right? That is the evil inclination. That's the voice inside your head that's trying to stop you from doing it, and that's all the negative emotion that will get in your way. In Judaism, there's a concept called the Yetzer Hara and the Yetzer Tov. The Yetzer Hara is the evil inclination. It's like the animal soul, and then the Yetzer Tov is this spiritual soul. It's it wants to do good. So you're in this concept, in this framework, the soul wants to achieve. It wants to wake up early. It wants to eat healthy. It wants to accomplish things. The body wants to sleep in. It wants to eat junk food. It wants to be lazy. So there's always this conflict between good and evil inside of us, and the conflict of these emotions, for example. And I've found that typically right before we're on the cusp of something really great is when the evil inclination comes out, right? So you need to be aware of it. You need to be aware and not try and fight it, but just be aware of it when it comes, because it will come and it's going to try and stop you. But you have the ability to overcome it, right? So how do you do that? You don't do it by trying to fight it, because whenever you try to fight something, it gets worse. It's much like let's say a martial artist, right? Let's say you're in a street fight and this huge guy, let's say you're 5'6", and this guy's like 6'4", 280 pounds. He's got like 100 pounds on you. I mean, this guy's just massive. If he tries to punch you in the face and you try and just block it like this, he's going to punch right through your hands. You're going to get clobbered. You're going to get knocked out, because all that power is coming head on, and it's like running into a car head on, right? Rather than trying to go head on and fight the negative emotion, to fight this huge guy, you need to step to the side, grab his arm, and throw him against the wall, using his own momentum against him. Because he's powerful. Emotions are powerful. And when you can harness that power and use it for the right purpose, you can actually achieve great things. If you try and fight it and go about it the wrong way, though, you're going to hit a brick wall and you're going to get steamrolled. You're not going to have any success. So what's the solution here? How do you step aside and grab that person's arm and throw them in the right direction? You do it by letting go. This is a concept that's hard to explain, but it's also very simple. The whole concept of letting go is you just let them go. You let go of the emotions. And you might be asking, Jacob, how do I do that, right? So I'll try and give you a more practical example. First, you need to welcome the emotion, okay? You need to welcome it into your house. You need to welcome the emotion, and you need to be okay with what you're feeling. You need to be okay with feeling bad. You need to be okay with the feelings that you're having, and be okay with the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, because it's going to come, it's going to happen. But if we try and fight it, it's going to get worse. It's going to get stronger. Instead, we need to be welcoming, and we need to acknowledge how we feel. So, for example, if a client is upset, and actually now I feel pretty grounded. I don't even feel like I'm really I'm nervous. That might change the day of the meeting I have with these clients to cancel. Maybe, I don't know, whatever it is. But let's say something's about to happen that's making me feel very nervous. I'll lay down on my bed, and I will close my eyes, and I'll take a deep breath, and I'll try and just sit in the emotion, sit in how I'm feeling. I'll say, okay, what am I feeling? Okay, I'm feeling afraid. What am I afraid of? The client being mad at me. Why am I afraid of that? Because I don't want to feel rejected. Because I don't want them to be upset with me. I want them to be happy. And I kind of trace back. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? What's the worst thing that will happen if this thing that's making me feel this way comes true, right? So what's the worst thing that will happen if a client leaves? The client leaves. That's it. They leave. We go our separate ways. I need to just realize they're not going to hate me. They're not going to want to kill me, right? They're going to know that I did my best, right? If they actually really hate me, like hate my guts, then they have a problem, This is just how life is. So by acknowledging, how do I feel? Why do I feel this way? And what's the worst case scenario of this thing happening? It makes it a lot easier to deal with the emotion. So first, welcome the emotion in. Second, acknowledge it and understand it and just sit in it and feel it and let it be there as long as it needs to be there. And when you're ready, let it go. So just inhale the emotion, inhale the stress, the anxiety, the fear, the anger, the doubt, everything, and then let it sit there and be okay with it, and then just breathe it out, let it go. I'm going to try and draw this as an example. So I'm not a very good artist, so bear with me here. But let's say this is your house, and you have this door right here, and you have these windows, right, whatever. This house is you. This is your body. This is your mind. This is your soul. This is like your temple, okay? This is how you're feeling. This is your state of being. And you're in the house, right? And these guys out here are all of the negative emotions trying to, get you down, tell you that you're going to fail. This is the Yetzer Hara I spoke about, the evil inclination that's trying to tell you that you can't do it, that makes you feel afraid. And they are outside. They're an angry mob, and they're trying to get into your house, right? This guy's got a pitchfork. This guy's got, we'll give him a gun. That's a gun. And this guy's got a torch, okay? And he's trying to, this is a torch. I'm a terrible artist, I know. But these guys are an angry mob of, let's say, fear, doubt, and anger, we'll say, right? And they're trying to get into your house. They want to get inside. So if you try and do what most people do, which is what I used to do, is try and block the emotion and just board up your windows like this and barricade your door and put up a wall outside to try and shield yourself from these emotions, it's not going to work, because what happens when you try and block the mob? They get more violent, they get angrier, and they're going to take even more extreme measures to get inside your house. They're going to start busting down the door. They're going to throw Molotov cocktails at you, and your house will be on fire. You really can't go against these emotions, because one way or another they're going to make it in. Okay, you can't control that. So rather than trying to do that, what I recommend doing instead is coming up with a way to welcome them into your house and let them stay for dinner and a cup of coffee, and then have them leave. So this is your new house, okay? And this is the same as before. We'll give it a door. Rather than keeping the people out, let them come in. Let them come inside. Welcome them with open arms. Keep your door unlocked. Let them come inside, and sit in the emotions. Sit in how you're feeling. Understand how you're feeling. Acknowledge it. And you can even give these people a cup of coffee, right? Let them sit down at your table, but make sure the cup of coffee is a to-go cup, right? So they can come in, they can hang out, and then they can leave just as peacefully as they entered. And you will once again return to a house that is peaceful and grounded, and it's okay. So that's how I recommend you deal with negative emotion with sales. When a client's upset, when a deal doesn't go through, when things aren't going your way, and you start doubting yourself, you start getting upset, you start getting afraid or angry or confused, it's okay. You need to be okay with them. You need to allow these emotions in. You need to sit in them, acknowledge them, understand them, and let them go. And if you let them go, you'll return to your baseline, and you can continue operating as normal, business as usual, right? So these clients are upset. I'm going to hop on the call. I'm going to understand what they're upset about. I'm going to come up with a solution that works for both of us, and I'm going to move on. And we're gonna either keep working together or part ways. But either way, we're going to find a solution that works for everybody. And I know that I can continue to go out and get more clients and fix the problem that these clients experience to make sure that the service is better next time. So that's my advice on how to deal with negative emotion. I've made it a focal point of my personal development over the last few months to try and improve on this, because I do have a problem with it, and I find that I've gotten much better. I find that I'm much more grounded and centered, and especially as a guy, I think it's important to have that foundation, right? To have that base, because using the word stress, like stressing me out, I've realized it's not something that I want to include in my vocabulary. Stress is from the external. Stress comes from an external factor in your environment controlling how you feel, and it means that you're helpless, you're powerless, you can't fix anything, which is no way to be. We need to be in control of what we can control and not worry about what's outside of our control. So I think eliminating the word stress and just taking responsibility instead for how we're feeling and being okay with it is the solution. And if you can do this, you'll be in the right state of mind to make the sale, to make the cold call, to grow the business, and to save the client, to do whatever else you need to do outside of business. This applies everywhere in life, right? Hopefully this video helped you. Let me know if you've struggled with this in the past as well in the description in the comments down below. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. And one more time, if you want the free lead generation training document, I highly recommend you check it out. It is in the description of today's video, and you can have it for free. It will really help you generate leads for cold email and cold calling, so you can book more meetings and close more deals for your business. Take it easy. Bye-bye.